This is California Standards Test Release Questions, Algebra 1, Problem 6 through 11. Number 6. What is the solution for this equation? The absolute value of 2x minus 3 equals 5. If what's inside the absolute value is equal to 5, then it can also be negative 5, since the absolute value of negative 5 is equal to 5. Let's write down these two equations. We have 2x minus 3 equals 5. Absolute value. Let's not forget that. And the other equation is absolute value 2x minus 3 is equal to negative 5. Now let's solve each equation for x. I'm going to add 3 to each side, leaving us with 2x equals 8. Divide each side by 2, and x is equal to 4. Here's one of our solutions here. Now with the next equation, let's add 3 to each side. And negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. So 2x equals negative 2. Let's divide each side by 2 to solve for x. And x is equal to negative 1. So the solution for this equation is negative 1 or 4. And the answer is C. Number 7. What is the solution set of the inequality 5 minus absolute value x plus 4 less than or equal to negative 3? Since 5 does not contain the variable we need to solve for, we must move it over to the other side of the inequality. So let's subtract 5 from each side. Minus 5 and minus 5. These cancel out, leaving us with negative absolute value x plus 4 is less than or equal to negative 3 plus negative 5 is negative 8. The next step is to remove the negative sign from each side of the inequality. In order to do this, you must multiply each side by negative 1. So we're going to multiply this side by negative 1 and this side by negative 1. When multiplying an inequality with a negative number, you must flip the direction of the inequality. So negative 1 times negative 1 cancels out, leaving us with absolute value x plus 4. We've got to flip the sign, greater than or equal to negative 8 times negative 1 is 8. So that leaves us with the absolute value x plus 4 greater than or equal to 8. The absolute value has to be greater than or equal to 8. This also means that the absolute value of negative 8 or less will also be greater than or equal to 8. Let's solve for these two equations. Let me write that second equation first. Absolute value x plus 4 is less than or equal to negative 8. For example, less than negative 8 would be negative 9. The absolute of negative 9 is 9, and 9 is greater than 8, so it will satisfy this solution as well. Let's solve. Subtract 4 from this side, subtract 4 from that side, leaving us with x is greater than or equal to 4. There's one solution to the inequality. On this side, let's subtract 4 from this side and from this side, canceling out. X is less than or equal to negative 12. Here are our two solutions. X is less than or equal to negative 12, or x is greater than or equal to 4. And the answer is D. Number 8. Which equation is equivalent to 5x minus 2 times 7x plus 1 equals 14x? First, simplify this equation. And the first thing that's obvious to do is to distribute negative 2 to 7x plus 1. So we do that by applying the distributive property. So that gives us 5x plus Negative 2 times 7x is negative 14x. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 equals 14x. So this looks like 5x minus 14x minus 2 equals 14x. The next step is to combine like terms. 5x minus 14x equals negative 9x. Bring down the rest of your equation. Minus 2 equals 14x. So your answer is A. Negative 9x minus 2 equals 14x. Number 9. Which equation is equivalent to 4 times 2 minus 5x equals 6 minus 3 times 1 minus 3x? The first step is to simplify each side of the equation. On the left-hand side, let's multiply 4 by what's in the parentheses using the distributive property. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times negative 5x is negative 20x equals 6. Now, according to the order of operations, you're going to multiply negative 3 to what's inside the parentheses using the distributive property. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3x is positive 9x. Now let's simplify the right-hand side of the equation. 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 9x equals 8 minus 20x. The next step is to add 20x to each side. Plus 20x, plus 20x. This cancels each other out, leaving you with 8 equals 3 plus 29x. Now let's subtract 3 from each side. 8 minus 3 is 5 equals, these cancel out, 29x. And the answer is C. Number 10. The total cost, C, in dollars of renting a sailboat for n days is given by the equation C equals 120 plus 60n. If the total cost was $360, for how many days was the sailboat rented? Let's plug in 360 for C. Equals 120 plus 60n. Let's solve for n. First, subtract 120 from each side of the equation. These cancel out. Now, let's divide each side by 60. These cancel out, leaving the variable n. We can cancel out the zeros and see that 6 can divide into 24 4 times. So for $360, a sailboat can be rented for 4 days. The answer is B. Number 11. Solve. 3 times x plus 5 equals 2x plus 35. Which is the first incorrect step in the solution above? The first step is to distribute. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15. Equals 2x plus 35. This is correct. Step 2. We would need to subtract 2x from each side. So 3x minus 2x is 1x. But in step 2 it shows 5x, and that is incorrect. So the first incorrect step in this solution is step 2. The answer is B.